What's up, YouTube? I'm Z, and this channel shows you the world through my lens. All right, first of all, obviously, as you guys can see, I don't even have like my proper shirt that I wear. I usually wear my self-branded shirt, but like everything's a mess. It's early in the morning here. I just finished at the gym. I tried to do a shorter session so I could get here as quick as possible because literally as I was going to the gym, as I was entering, I got the notification that Drake dropped this, The Heart Part 6. Now, before I get into this, guys, I'm going to try to keep this as short as possible because I want to start this, but I just have to say this. If getting more views, getting more likes, getting more comments, and getting more subscribers, like growing the channel, means that I can't be myself and give my true, valid, unbiased, like down the middle opinion about tracks, I would rather stay a small channel. I'm going to keep it like 100% facts with you, okay? Because as I do these different artists on this channel, I've done a lot of artists and I still got a lot more to do. I've interacted with a lot of different fan bases in my short, about 1.5 years that I've been doing this. Not even 1.5, less than 1.5. And I got to tell you, man, Kendrick fans, y'all got to take it easy a little bit because y'all are going crazy in the comments. And there's a lot of shit that like I let slide that you're saying about me because I'm not black. But let me put it to you this way, okay? If you're going to like discredit my opinion and invalidate my opinion about the track, the moment you click on my video and you see that I'm not black, here's my advice. Click off the video. Why are you watching me? If anything I say is going to be like, well, you're not black, so you don't get it. Bro, like that's such a disrespectful approach. So I just want to get that out of the way. If that means that you don't watch my videos and I get less views and I get less likes and less comments, awesome. That's great. I'll stay a small channel because F that bullshit, man. That's not what I'm here for. So let's give this a fair listen. Drake has some work to do because the allegations and the shots are piling up, and he needs to do something. Like he needs to fight back. He needs to debunk some of this stuff because some of these things are very serious. So I'm expecting a lot from Drake here. But let's see what we got. The Heart Part 6. He's doing what Kendrick did. He's taking Kendrick's series, just like Kendrick took Drake's series, the 5 a.m. in Toronto and so on and so forth, and flipping that as 616 in LA. So Drake is doing the same thing here. He's taking that. He's doing the Heart Part 6. And I'm seeing the artwork, Dave Free. So if we remember, Drake insinuated in Family Matters that Dave Free has a relationship with Whitney, Kendrick's fiance, and that one of their kids might be Dave Freeze. So this is diabolical already. Heart Part 6. The comment is a heart. It's hearted by the author. Now, I don't know which, like, we got to find out. I don't know what, like, post this is from, but I'm assuming he's going to talk about it. So here we go. Hold up. I didn't even hear what the hell he just said right there. This is an interesting beat choice. Because, like, so far, I've said this, Drake is winning the beat, like, instrumental production side of it in terms of, like, making a hit record, I guess. But this is a different thing. This sounds more serious.
Surprise winner is definitely spiraling. I got your fucking lines tapped, I swear that I'm dialed in. Ooh. First I was a rat, so where's the proof of the trial then? Where's the paperwork of the cabinet is filed in? 1090.
Like, this is what I just said. Drake needs to debunk some stuff. So the angle that I'm guessing right now, based on what he just said, is like, you're saying all this stuff about me. Where's the receipts? Okay. Hey, that was a bar too. Anybody who's saying that again, Drake can't rap or that's a bar, y'all are some D riders. He just said, you got your effing lines tapped. I swear that I'm dialed in. Like you dial on a phone, your phone lines are tapped, but I'm dialed in, like I'm focused, like I'm in war mode, I'm ready. That was a bar.
I got your fucking lines tapped, I swear that I'm dialed in. First I was a rat, so where's the proof of the trial then? Where's the paperwork of the cabinet is filed in? 1090 Jake would've took all the walls down. The streets would've had me hiding out in a small town. My Montreal connects stand up, not fall down. The ones that you get and get stories from, they all clowns. I am a war general, seasoned in preparation.
Okay, interesting. He said the ones that you're getting your stories from are all clowns. So this could be talking about the leaks, okay? Now, he did also say 1090 Jake would have taken the walls down. Now, I believe 1090 Jake does like a lot of like, maybe we would call it investigative journalism, but basically like brings the receipts on people and like, you know, get like spills all the tea with proof. So he's saying like if the stuff you're saying about me was true, like, you know, people would know about it. Interesting.
Getting your stories from, they all clowns. I am a war general, seasoned in preparation. My jacket is covered in medals, honor and decoration. You waited for this moment, overcome with the desperation. We plotted for a week and then we fed you the information. A daughter that's 11 years old, I bet he takes it. We thought about giving a fake name or a destination.
No. We're pulling that back because I wanted to talk about how Drake is like rapping on this. Like, notice there's no like melodies. He's not trying to do like a catchy rhythmic flow. This is like the rapping Drake. Like, we've heard this Drake from time to time. This is that Drake. This is the Drake where he's like, I don't care if this is a hit record. Like, I'm rapping. And I like that. That's my favorite version of Drake, to be honest. Because like the melodic stuff is cool, but I like rap, right? But y'all hear what he just said? He said that they fed fake information. Hold up. I gotta hear that again.
Come with the desperation. We plotted for a week and then we fed you the information.
Yeah.
A daughter that's 11 years old, I bet he takes it.
Damn.
We thought about giving a fake name or a destination. But you so thirsty, you not concerned with investigation. Instead, you in that Venice studio, it's a celebration. You gotta learn to fact check things and be less impatient. Your fans are rejoicing.
No. Now listen, you know, just like Kendrick was doing callbacks to his previous diss track, this is actually making some of the lines that we heard from Drake make more sense. Because y'all remember on Family Matters, I think he said something about like your back is against the curb. This is a short joke. And you're digging for dirt when you should be digging for proof. And I was curious about that line because I understood what he was saying. He's like, you're just trying to find dirt on me. You're not trying to validate if it's true. That set up this. So we got to find that connection. There's that connection. And he said that we even thought about feeding you. So he's talking about the 11-year-old daughter accusations that Kendrick did. He said, we even thought about feeding you a fake name and a destination, like where she is, where she's hiding, a name. Like, but you were so thirsty. Basically, he's saying that if you had more questions because you were trying to validate if this was real information, we had more information prepared to give you, but you were so thirsty, all you needed to hear is, oh, Drake's got an 11-year-old daughter. And you went with it. You didn't even ask any more questions about it. This is an interesting angle, man.
But you so thirsty, you not concerned with investigation. Instead, you in that Venice studio, it's a celebration. You gotta learn to fact check things and be less impatient. Your fans are rejoicing, thinking this is my expiration. Even the picture you use, the jokes and the medication, the Maybach glove and the drug he uses for less inflation. Master manipulator, you bid on a speculation. You dumb and reactive, nigga, I'm petty with dedication.
God damn, I'm petty? We know he's petty because we talk about the trolling and the petty, but he's saying I'm petty with dedication. Like, I really do this. I have layers to my plans. I'm playing chess. You're dumb and you fell for the trap. Now, I will say the picture, when people were commenting and telling me what the picture was, part of me was kind of like, damn, that feels a little too convenient that there's this picture with these things and like, it you know, this picture of someone's luggage and it happens to have the receipt for the ring and the Ozempic like thing with the allegations of him having surgeries and stuff to like lose weight, and whatever else there was in that picture, it felt a little too convenient. So, damn, listen. Right now, it feels like Drake's playing defense. I don't know if that's going to continue for the whole track or if he's going to take shots back. But considering the allegations and the way Kendrick's on attack, if you play chess, and I play chess, I'm not a great player, but if you play chess, you understand that you can't always be on attack mode. Sometimes the best move is defense. But we got to hear it because Kendrick came hard. So, if Drake has no shots, I kind of would want a second track, but let's see. We're still early on. Let's see.
And the medication, the Maybach glove, and the drug he uses for less inflation.
That's crazy.
Master manipulated, you bid on a speculation. You dumb and reactive, nigga. I'm petty with dedication. What about the bones we dug up in that excavation? And why isn't Whitney denying all of the allegations? Why is she following Dave free and not Mr. Morale? You haven't seen the kids in 6 months. The distance is wild. Dave leaving heart emojis underneath pics of the child.
The artwork. Dave leaving heart emojis under pics of the child. Now, someone needs to validate this, unless, like, damage control already deletes stuff or whatever. I don't want to waste time in the video and, like, go on to Instagram or whatever. I'm assuming this is Instagram. I don't use any other platform, so I don't know. To validate if it's true that Whitney is not following Kendrick, but follows Dave free. Because that's, I think, what Drake just alleged. Now, again, he's doubling down on information he gave us on Family Matters. He said in that track, free. So he's doubling down on that. And if this is a comment from a picture that maybe Whitney posted of the kids, and he's putting a heart emoji and is liked by the author, this is a diabolical thing, man. Damn. But listen, both of them are kind of doing this he said, she said thing. It's hard to really go all the way in and say, oh my God, it's over, until we have like proof and validation. So
kids in 6 months, the distance is wild. Dave leaving heart emojis.
Also, if that part's true, you haven't seen the kids in 6 months, because one of Kendrick's lines that I thought was one of his best comebacks in Euphoria, where he was basically giving an excuse for why it took him so long to respond, was that, oh, this rap shit isn't my entire life. I got kids to raise. And if Drake's saying that you haven't seen your kids in 6 months, that takes away one of your strong like comebacks in Euphoria, which is a fire track, by the way. But Drake's, this is a good angle.
Underneath pics of the child, speaking of anything with a child. Let's get to that now. This Epstein angle was the shit I expected.
Okay, I'm gonna pull it back. I know I'm pausing a lot. But guys, that's what we do here. I gotta know what's being said. Now, this is what I was waiting for. The rest of the stuff, again, that can be like contained on some rap beef shit. But if the kid and like pedo allegations are true, that's not a rap beef thing. That's the end of Drake's life. Like, his life is over. Because if he's doing that, he needs to go. So I need to see him address this. Let's see what he says about this.
6 months, the distance is wild. Dave leaving heart emojis underneath pics of the child. Speaking of anything with a child, let's get to that now. This Epstein angle was the shit I expected.
He said that in Tailor Made, so he did expect it. So that's true.
TikTok videos you collected and dissected. Instead of being on some disdirect shit, you rather fucking grab your pen and misdirect shit.
That's hard. Instead of being on some disdirect, you want to misdirect?
On some disdirect shit, you rather fucking grab your pen and misdirect shit.
Because it's misdirect, like take attention to something else, but also miss, like you missed. That was hard. That was a bar.
My mom came over today and I was like, mother, wait a second. That's that one record where you say you got molested. Oh, fuck me. I just made the whole connection. This about...
Okay. Whatever that Kendrick song is, I haven't heard it. So if you know it, comment down below. Because, god damn, that's an... I gotta see how he's finishing that. That's an... Okay, let me play that.
Where you say you got molested. Oh, fuck me. I just made the whole connection. This about to get so depressing. This is trauma from your own confessions. This when your father leave you home alone with no protection, so neglected.
Oh,
that's why these pedophile raps and shit you so obsessed with. It's so excessive. They acting like it's so aggressive. But
he's doing some psychology shit here. So again, I haven't heard that song. I don't know what exactly he's talking about, but if I just take it on face value of what Drake's saying, this song where maybe Kendrick talks about some experience in his childhood where that happened, he's basically saying you're projecting from your own experience things on me, and you're obsessed with it, which psychologically speaking, if that happens to a child, it F's you all the way up. And it is going to be something that could be an obsessive, thing for you because it's a huge trauma that you're experiencing. That's an interesting angle.
Our raps is to leave you home alone with no protection, so neglected. That's why these pedophile raps and shit you so obsessed with. It's so excessive. They acting like it's so aggressive. But you just never known affection. I don't wanna dish you anymore. This really got me second guessing. Touch My Body by Mariah Carey play, you probably start reflecting. I never been with no one underage, but now I understand why that's the angle that you really mess with. Just for clarity, I feel disgusted. I'm too respected. If I was fucking young girls, I promise I'd have been arrested. I'm way too famous for the shit you just suggested, but that's not the lesson. Clearly.
Okay, so for the rest of it, I thought was a really strong angle. That particular line, I don't think is a strong response, in my opinion, Drake. Because, if we talk about maybe you're, how famous or rich somebody is, when we look at that list, those are really famous and really rich people. And they didn't get stopped or arrested the first time they did something. Apparently, they had been doing things for a long time before stuff went down, right? So, while the rest of it was a really good angle, that particular line, in my opinion, was a miss, okay? Because I don't think that that's a good rebuttal for that. There's people who are just as famous or just as rich, were doing effed up shit for many, many years, and it took that long for stuff to come to light and for them to actually pay for it, right?
Just for clarity, I feel disgusted. I'm too respected. If I was fucking young girls, I promise I'd have been arrested. I'm way too famous for the shit you just suggested, but that's not the lesson. Clearly there's a deeper message. Deep cuts that never healed and now they got infected. Like if Dave really fucked your girl and got her pregnant. Talk about breeding resentment. Not sure how to ease the...
That's a bar. First of all, the deep cuts that got infected, he's continuing to say that you're obsessed with the pedo angle because you were abused as a kid. This is what Drake is saying, right? And the deep cuts got infected. So you're so obsessed with it and you're your entire system is just infected by it. That's all you can talk about. And I will say for me, I said on my last reaction, I was struggling with that because it's a serious allegation and it's hard for me to be when it talks of if it's not true, it's gonna destroy somebody's life. Okay? And for all you woke black people out there telling me I don't know stuff about blackness, let me give you this perspective. If it turns out that Drake just has these random weird things, like people are talking about a video with a 17-year-old on the stage, and the text message allegations and all this stuff, if that's all it is and there's not more to it, that he never actually did something beyond that, think about all the black people that are in prison wrongly convicted. Think about that perspective before you go down that road without actual proof and knowing that there's more to it. That's all I'm saying. That's why I hesitate to double down on stuff. So
like if Dave really fucked your girl and got her pregnant, talk about breeding resentment. Not sure how...
That's a bar. Sorry, I didn't even get to that part. Breeding resentment. Breeding, having kids, but breeding resentment. You resent your kid because it's not your kid. Yeah.
Ease the sentiment, the shit's too...
But breeding resentment, it's growing resentment. Oh,
fuck your girl and got her pregnant. Talk about breeding resentment.
That's a bar.
Not sure how to ease the sentiment. The shit's too intimate. I'm praying you recover from both incidents. But you a piece of shit, so this shit really no coincidence. Drake is not a name that you gon' see on no sex offender list. Easy does it. You mentioned an A minor, but niggas gotta be sharp and tell the fans who was it. You thought you left D flat, D major.
So, look. Okay, look. That is fire because what that tells me, in my mind, I'm like, he's responding to Meet the Grams. Because this is a pretty fast, like, turnaround, right? But he just responded to the A minor line, which was in Not Like Us. So he's turning, his turnaround time right now is fast. Like, guys, regardless of who you like or what you think, that is really impressive, okay? Now notice when he does this. First of all, great flip on that. The A minor, and then he went into other notes. You got to B sharp. Like, you know, you got to think about what you're saying. Like, is this actually true? But B sharp, like the chord, the note. And then he said, you left D flat, like you left Drake flat, like I was dead. But D major. But the way he said major, it also sounds like D major. Like, I made you. Like, he's doubling down, I think, on the parts where he's like, you got a hit record because you're talking about me. But listen to the production. Did you hear the piano notes? He played A minor, B sharp, D flat, D major. Listen.
On no sex offender list,
listen to the production.
You mentioned an A minor, but
here?
Niggas gotta be sharp and tell the fans who was it. You thought you left D flat, D major.
You hear that? You hear in the production the piano keys? He's playing he got them to put the keys in of the things. That's going to go over some of y'all head because y'all already came in deciding Drake's trash. This is not good. Bro, this is hard. Like, this is...
Tell the fans who was it. You thought you left D flat, D major. I'll slit your throat with the razor and do Rick Ross hair like that one flight from Malaysia. I'm your baby mama screensaver. Only fuck...
If y'all don't know about that, if you're not keeping up with recent events, Rick Ross, his private jet had like a little incident where it was like a little crash, not like a major thing, but I think he was like, I think even in his like video, he was like blaming Drake or something, and then Drake just like, yo, Drake's got his like finger on the pulse. He knows what's going on, what people are saying, because he just said that like that one flight from Malaysia, the crash, plane crash, Rick Ross Air, because Rick Ross has Rick Ross on his plane. And when you see the name on the plane, that's usually like, you know, whatever airlines, Emirates Airline, whatever, Spirit Airline, like that's a bar.
Thought you left
okay, sir. Okay, sir.
I slit your throat with the razor and do Rick Ross hair like that one flight from Malaysia. I'm your baby mama screensaver. Only fucking with Whitney's, not Millie Bobby Browns. I never look twice at no teenager. I'm a fucking hit maker, dog, not a peacemaker.
Okay. I'm a hit maker, not a peacemaker. Yeah, so he's saying there's not going to be any peace between us. Which, listen, what's happened so far in this beef, this is one of those where, like, I'm not sure you come back from it. That being said, though, I will say, like, Jay and Nas have made songs together after Ether, and Ether seemed like one of them that you don't come back from. But, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, that was a bar. Let's listen to that again.
Browns, I never look twice at no teen.
So that was he said, I only mess with Whitney's. He's talking about your wife, or not your wife, because he dug into that too. Your fiance, and not Millie Bobby Brown's. Now, while Kendrick didn't mention that, all of the allegations he's making about, you know, Drake being into young people, Kendrick fans have come in and done the work and said he's referring to the text with Billie Eilish, Millie Bobby Brown. There were some tweets maybe. And then that incident with the 17-year-old at his show. So these are the three things that I continuously see being repeated by Kendrick fans, which means that it must be common knowledge. It's not like they're some sort of investigative super sleuths. So, like, he knows that's what Kendrick is trying to get at. And he also mentioned the TikTok videos earlier, Dissect. So Drake's doing a good job of battling this. The only one line I didn't like, I mentioned, but the rest of it, I think he's doing a pretty good job playing defense right now. Let's go.
Saver. Only fucking with Whitney's, not Millie Bobby Browns. I never look twice at no teenager. I'm a fucking hit maker, dog, not a peacemaker. Yeah, bullets that I'm stuffing in each chamber. Your ass in extreme danger. Stop buying views and buy comments. You may as well keep the paper. Shit you about to need for later. I give a fuck.
You about to need for later. That part was hard, but the stop buying views and bots. I don't like that angle from anybody, because then the moment you start throwing that around, we start questioning everything. This is like the conspiracy rabbit holes, right? So I also don't like that particular line, because at that point it's like, what do we know is real about anybody, right? Even in like views and stuff like that. I don't like that part.
About your streaming data, you could drop 100 more records, I'll see you later. Yeah, maybe when you meet your maker. I don't want to fight with a woman beater, it feeds your nature.
See, that's what I'm saying. I know these bars are going over y'all's head. When he said D major, but D major, he said, when you meet your maker, I'll see you later. Like, I'm your maker. Oh, that's also a play on like the whole six God thing. But like, yeah, it's not going over my head. I'll tell you that much.
I give a fuck about your streaming data. You could drop 100 more records, I'll see you later. Yeah, maybe when you meet your maker. I don't want to fight with a woman beater, it feeds your nature. If you still bumping R. Kelly, you could thank the savior. Said if they deleted his music, then your music is going to a hypocrite. I don't understand why these people praise you.
Okay, let's keep it 100, man. Because again, I've been getting flooded with comments and people saying all sorts of stuff. Kendrick did do this. Kendrick did. This is on record that this happened. He did say that if Spotify removes R. Kelly's music, then he'll remove his music. That happened. Like, I remember that. So he's saying, like, you're trying to take this angle about, like, we don't mess with, like, pedophiles. We don't mess with, like, people who are into young girls. But you backed R. Kelly. And we know about everything that's come out about R. Kelly and where he's at now. Yo, that might have been the strongest reply to the whole, the pedophilia thing. Not in terms of, like, saying that I'm not one, but saying that, you know, you're like, this is now like attacking Kendrick's character, right? He's saying like you're trying to pretend that you're this, but you're not really.
If you still bumping R. Kelly, you could thank the savior. Said if they deleted his music, then your music is going to a hypocrite. I don't understand why these people praise you. Sounding like you send him commissary when he needs some paper. Album dropping soon, no wonder you turn a clout chaser instead of doing hard labor.
Okay. Sounded like you sent him commissary when he needed papers. He's just finishing the R. Kelly line. He's like, sounds like you're still maybe in contact with him, sending him commissary because he's locked up. Yeah, look, yo, that was a good angle. Anyone who says it isn't, D-Rider. That last line though, yeah.
The album dropping soon, no wonder you turn a clout chaser instead.
Listen,
they're doing hard labor.
It was like a little bit to me that that thing happened, and then while we were waiting for like responses to see what would happen, then the rumor leaks that Kendrick is dropping an album in May. Now listen, it's not the first time in history that people have done this. I wanted to point out, I think I have pointed out before, 50 Cent Kanye 2008 or whenever Graduation came out, and 50 Cent did that whole thing like, if Kanye outsells me, I'll stop rapping or whatever, which he didn't. Kanye did outsell him, he didn't stop rapping, but it boosted both of their album sales because it got people talking beforehand. So whatever Kendrick drops next is gonna go crazy. I could put money, regardless of if it's a good project or not. Kendrick's probably gonna be a good project. It's probably gonna be his best-selling album because of this. I'll put money on that. Okay, so that's a good angle too, man.
Nigga, I see you when I see you like Fantasia. Whitney, you can hit me if you need a favor. And when I say I
see you when I see you like Fantasia.
Like Fantasia. Whitney, you can hit me if you need a favor. And when I say I hit your back, it's a lot safer. I promise.
Hit you back, like I'll get back to you on the phone or text, but like hit you back, it's safer, because when Kendrick hits you back, he's actually hitting you back.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, this shit was some good exercise. Like, it's good to get out, get the pen working. You would be a worthy competitor if I was really a predator and you weren't fucking lying to every blogger and editor, but it is what it is. You definitely got this shit burnt the fuck out though. Like, you got 10 more records to drop. The one before the last one, we finessed you into telling a story that doesn't even exist. And then you go and drop the West Coast one and try and cover that up.
West
I
Coast,
would like
hold
that
up.
one. That
Okay,
would
okay.
be some shit I could dance.
I'm glad he said that because I was gonna say that the West Coast one was a banger. Like, yo, I listened to that like 3 more times after it dropped, after I did the reaction.
To if he wasn't tripling down on some whole other bullshit, but you know, at least your fans are getting some raps out of you. I'm happy I can motivate
Facts.
you.
Hey, he just pulled the Meek Mill, like, you know, with back to back. He said, "This is what I got to do to make y'all rap." That's basically what he just said right there, but in talking version. Hey, man, like, this is probably the most music Kendrick has dropped non-album wise, so that's not a lie. I mean,
You back to the game, like, you know, but just let me know when we get into the facts. Everything in my shit is facts.
okay,
I'm waiting on you to return the favor, like.
okay. So, okay, man. Look, I got some stuff to say, but I'm wondering because this video is already pretty long. I'm wondering if I should do. I'm gonna do a separate video. I said I was gonna do a separate video after I heard Kendrick's yesterday, but I'm gonna do a separate video right now. And what I'm gonna say there, what I'm gonna say right now, just to close off this video, that was great defense, and there were some shots back. But in terms of like an offensive track, this was not an offensive track. Now, again, any of you who are like smart, who watch sports, like you haven't seen people take defensive action in sports where they have a lead and they got to play a certain way to maintain the lead instead of being like full on offensive so that they could guarantee the win. If you watch chess, I'm a huge fan of chess. You'll see it all the time. Sometimes things happen or somebody's got a strong attack and the wrong move would be to strong attack right back. Sometimes you have to play defense so that you can get the angle, okay? This was a defensive track, 100%. In my mind, like strategically, I would almost be like, if he dropped another one right after this and was like, not, you know, because right here he said, you know, I want you to come with facts, not the bullshit that you're on. So it almost seems like he's like, if we're going to continue with the bullshit, I don't want to keep doing this. But if you're going to come with facts, let's keep rapping and battling each other. I almost would want a second track to come in, hard, aggressive beat, and him being like starting the track with, nah, fuck that. Let's go. And then like come in on some offensive stuff. That would be super dope. But I don't think he's going to do that because it's already been a couple hours since it's dropped. Unless he does that like, I don't know, while I'm asleep. Well, I'm not asleep, it's the day. While y'all are asleep. But yeah, so it was a defensive track, okay? And I think strategically it was the right move. I think debunking-wise, he did a good job of debunking a lot of stuff because the angle that he played, until people can come with receipts, we got to take both of these guys like at their word. It's he said, she said, okay? And that's just how it is. Until someone has proof, that's how it is. And I'll be honest with you, like the video, the speculation on the text and the tweets, those are not enough to label somebody an actual pedophile that should be locked up and get his ass beat or even killed in prison by the other people because they know he's a pedophile. You need more than that, okay? So if there's more than that, let's see it, okay? As far as what Drake's accusing, same stuff, right? He hasn't really produced receipts. I mean, this is also speculative. So at this point, without receipts, he said, she said, we got to take it at face value. This is where we're at. It was a good defensive move, except the line that I told you I thought was a miss. But the rest of it was a good defensive move. Let me know what y'all think. If y'all are still here, I appreciate you spending your time with me. I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you next time.